Welcome to the Talk Wandsworth YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about going to university or college during a pandemic. And remember, you can always download a transcript of any of our content.
Before we begin the presentation, I would like to address one of the most hectic days of your life, results day. Feel free to comment your experience in the comment section below. I just wanted to say that it was a very stressful and anxious day for all students, and you probably felt let down by the government. There will be resources later on in the video that would help with mindfulness. You have probably made a decision about where you'll be going to university or college, and if you haven't, that's okay. No matter what happened on results day, I want to clarify that grades do not define you. Your grades are not your worth, and your worth is not defined by your grades. Just be patient. Take your time. You can enroll next year. You can go on a gap year this year. But try not to compare yourself to anyone because we are all different. We are all individuals and we are all unique and special in our own way.
First of all, congratulations! In this video, we will be talking about fees, accommodations, pros and cons about online lectures, leaving home, and what to do if you're a student with a disability or long-term health condition, social life, deferrals, gap year, and how to maintain well-being, how to manage work and social life, and positive coping strategies. Feel free to fast forward to sections that you're interested in. Fees. There are no changes to fees this year, even though there has been a petition going around social media by students asking fees to be reduced. UK students will have to pay the full amount, and this also applies to courses that have been switched to online teaching during first term of university. Students are still able to apply for student finance online for the following academic year. You are able to apply up to 9 months after the start date of your course of tuition fee loans, maintenance loans, and maintenance. For further information, please follow the link in the description box. Accommodation. Searching for accommodation during pandemic can be very confusing, and it is okay to be confused. This is a big decision and you will spend a lot of time there, especially during COVID-19. You'll want to live somewhere where you feel welcomed, comfortable, and safe. If you are looking for accommodation on campus, do contact your university. You might have thought about living at home, and if you decide to live on campus, you might want to contact your course leader and inquire whether lectures will be in person or online, as this may affect whether you wish to live on campus. However, if you're still unsure, that is also okay. Universities are still welcoming accommodation applications for this academic year. Before you sign an accommodation contract, you should check whether the contract provides how the impact of the coronavirus may affect the operation of tenancy. And don't miss the deadline for applying. And if you have, there's nothing to worry about. You should still apply, as some students may decide not to live in university accommodation, which makes you next in line for a room. And don't be afraid to use your resources. They're there for a reason. Online lectures. What are the advantages of online lectures? What would affect you the most? How can you tackle those problems? You might want to take a pause here and think about the positive and negatives about learning remotely. Some pros include increased flexibility, especially if they are pre-recorded lectures. It's easy to access as you only need an electronic device and the internet. And there is no need to travel, which is more affordable, and it is easy to social distance, which will be useful for students who suffer from any health issues. However, some cons do include the lack of social interaction. Lecturers may take longer to respond to any of your questions. The quality of teaching might change, although universities have promised that the teaching quality will not be compromised. The lack of one-to-one tutorials or seminars, and you're unable to use any campus facilities. Frustration around learning remotely. Previous students have thought that it might make applying placements a bit more difficult due to the lack of support from the careers department. And another student from last year has stated that it was unfair that the university was charging full fees for online courses, as online courses are normally less expensive than courses taught in person. Some found that the quality of teaching has changed. Another student also felt that online lectures were an inadequate alternative. And lastly, when lockdown started, many students returned home, which meant that they were paying for rent without actually living there, which has caused many students feelings of guilt. However, having online lectures will also mean that you're able to go through the material again. So if you're confused, you will be able to pause and take notes if you wanted to, which means you can learn at your own pace and in your own time. Leaving home. You might have mixed feelings about going to university due to uncertainties, and that's completely normal. And there may be feelings of anxiety, and that's okay. There will be many decisions to be made, and they should be made by you. So before making any decisions, make sure you're up to date with the most recent information. We have provided more information in the description box below, so feel free to check it out. Students with disabilities or any long-term conditions. If you're a student with a disability or a long-term condition, think about what has affected you during the pandemic. Have any of your plans changed? Are you still thinking about furthering your education? Being independent for the first time is a huge step, and it may sound daunting, but you will not be alone. There will be support from everywhere and from everyone. This may include friends, family, tutors, lecturers, and the university. However, during the uncertainties of COVID-19, you must put your health first. It is okay to ask for help from friends or family and discuss what options are best for you and if you decide to go to university. If you have been shielding for the past few months, you might want to reconsider where you wish to live if you are attending university, and you might want to think about what kind of support you might need. What kind of challenges do you think you might face? If you decide to continue with higher education via online lectures, you may want to contact your professors and inform them about your condition if you need the extra support. You can always ask if it was possible for them to send you a transcript of the lecture, or request to have the lecture recorded and uploaded onto YouTube, which will make the subtitles available automatically. Don't be afraid to reach out to your lecturers, they will want to help you. You might also want to think about what other concerns you might have and how you can arrange help for that, and who you can go to for help. There is further information in the description box below. Social life. Take some time and think about how the pandemic has affected your social life. And how have you coped with these changes? Have you learned to adapt to the new normal? Student unions have been doing their best to adapt to these changes by operating social events virtually. Many universities have introduced virtual events like virtual open week, virtual talks including subject sessions, applying, accommodation talks, student services, talks with parents and carers, and student representatives are implementing virtual meet and greets and other social events. So keep your eyes peeled on your student union's website. And think about what other events would be helpful. Have you been keeping in contact with school friends? Think about how you'd be able to make new friends at university. Some universities have provided social media Q&As for a more friendly approach, and the lack of Freshers Week may make you feel like you're missing out on the university experience. You and your friends from school might be going to different universities and studying different subjects, so it can become increasingly difficult to make time for old friends, new friends, and study at the same time. Some universities have implemented the one-way system on campus to manage social distancing, and some have made changes of the size of lectures. Student union websites have also provided meditation and yoga sessions to help improve and maintain the well-being of their students. So use the free resources. Deferrals. You might have thought about deferring due to the pandemic. Deferring is when you take a year out before going to university, and you can only defer your entry by 1 year. Otherwise, you will have to reapply. Deferring is a personal choice, and only you can decide whether you want to defer. You can talk about this with your friends, your family, and the institution, but ultimately it'll be your decision. Make sure you're well informed before making a decision, and if you still want to defer, it may be more difficult as the deadline has passed. However, you can always try by sending an email to the university requesting a deferral. You will be unable to defer if you accepted your place through clearing. If you did defer, you may consider taking a gap year, although the availability to do so now is more limited due to COVID-19. Make sure the course you wish to apply will accept your deferral, and that you have secured a place for the next academic year. If you are taking a gap year, what experiences do you think will benefit you the most? What will help you develop as a young person? What activities would help you define your character? Will it change your outlook on life? Feel free to pause here and think about those questions. Otherwise, here are some things you would be able to do on your gap year, as it has become more difficult to travel due to COVID-19. This might include finding work experience, or virtual internships or apprenticeships, finding a paid job, volunteering locally at a charity or a hospital. You will be able to travel across the UK, and you can also attend an online or part-time course. You might have time to learn a new language or even write a blog. But if you do plan on travelling overseas, please do your research on what their restrictions will be for your date of arrival. There will be a link below to show you the restrictions across Europe. Maintaining well-being during university. With all this going on, it is important to maintain your well-being. Going to university can be stressful, and more so during a pandemic, which is why it is important to take care of yourself. We will be highlighting the 5 areas of well-being. The first being physical health. You are likely to enjoy a longer and higher quality of life. It reduces your risk of certain diseases such as diabetes, cancer, coronary artery disease, and you'll boost your overall energy levels. And you'll sleep better, and it'll help to ease pain and stiffness in your body. And the second one, emotional health. Looking after your emotional health can help reduce some of the feelings that accompany stress, like fear or powerlessness, nightmares or anger, headaches and even back pain, and overall can reduce the risk of mental health over a period of time. Third one, mental health. Maintaining good mental health would include the ability to laugh more easily, bounce back from adversity, retaining a sense of meaning and purpose, and be able to face challenges and maintain a healthy self-esteem and become more resilient. Fourth one, social health. Your well-being can also be affected by your relationships. It can improve overall health outcomes by building social support and help stress management. And the fifth and final one, spiritual health. Spiritual health may differ within each and one of you. Spirituality is defined as any avenue through which a person finds meaning, hope, comfort, and inner peace. Although it's not entirely clear how spirituality is tied to physical health, research indicates that spirituality has a positive impact to health outcomes. Self-care is extremely important, especially when you're facing a new challenge, like going to university. Looking after and maintaining your overall health allows you to engage in healthy lifestyle choices and stress management. Think about what activities you have done in the past that have helped you in any shape or form. And be sure to include those activities in your university experience. Self-care activities could include exercising, healthy eating, practicing good hygiene, and overall healthy lifestyle. Holistic approaches are also welcomed, such as therapy, life coaching, meditating, and praying. Managing work and social life. Finding balance may be challenging during university. Think about what kind of routine do you want to get yourself used to, like being on time for lectures or starting your coursework early, and include exercising and healthy living within your routine. This is something you should think about establishing in your first year of university. What routine did you have during previous exams? Were they helpful? You may also want to think about organising your time so you have a good balance between work and social life, or creating a positive working environment. And this is vital if you are studying from home. You might want to stay away from any temptations or distractions. And learning to manage your workload by getting the most difficult piece of work completed, or breaking larger pieces of work into smaller chunks so you are not too overwhelmed. and you should definitely treat yourself from time to time. It could be a piece of chocolate, or you can watch a TV show that you've been wanting to watch. Keep yourself motivated. Having a social life. You should be having a good time at university. You can join sport clubs, societies, which is a great way to try something new and meet new people. You might also want to study with friends to keep yourself motivated. And if allowed, you might want to explore the city, as it might be the first time living away from home. You may want to do something fun with your new friends or flatmates. And of course, having me time. Having some peace and quiet every now and then can help you relax and focus on yourself. And remember, it is absolutely okay to feel stress. A bit of stress is normal and it can help you motivate yourself. However, too much stress for long periods of time can put your health at risk. Don't overwork yourself. Take some breaks and walk around and move a little. Think about other ways that can help you maintain your studies and social life. Establish something that works for you so you can be the most productive. Work hard, but work smarter. What type of positive coping strategies have you used in the past? What was your favourite one? Here we have included some positive coping strategies, including taking walks, taking care of your health, taking a break, caring for others, or working on your creativity, learning a new skill, talking about your emotions, and even getting involved and making a contribution within your community. And what works for you may not work for someone else. Relaxation will be different for everyone. You can also do breathing exercises. There is a link you can use down below. Breathing techniques and patterns are regularly advocated for relaxation, stress management, control of psychophysiological states, and to improve your organ function. What you need to do is breathe in slowly and deeply, pushing your stomach out so that your diaphragm is put to maximal use. Hold your breath briefly, exhale slowly, thinking, relax. Repeat the entire sequence 5 to 10 times, concentrating on breathing deeply and slowly. Deep breathing is easy to learn, and you can do it anytime, in any place. You can use deep breathing to help dissipate stress as it occurs. Practice the routine in advance, and then use it when you need it the most.
Grounding techniques are a great way to help you reconnect with the present and bring you out of a distressing emotion or to dissociate. It serves as a gentle reminder to stay focused and anchored in the present moment. It helps us reorient to the here and now. It is useful if you ever feel overwhelmed, intensely anxious, or dissociated from the environment. It also helps switches off the fight, flight, or freeze part of the brain. So what you need to do is place both feet flat on the floor, lean back on your chair, and make a note of the feeling of the chair under you and on your back. Cross your arms over your chest and gently tap your shoulders, alternating one side at a time. Feel free to pause here and give this exercise a go.
Let's talk about mindfulness and being aware of your surroundings. When you're taking a break, what do you notice? Allow the little sensations around you to fill your mind and think about the smaller things in life which you don't normally think about. There are a lot of mindful activities you can do, such as walking, having a shower, eating, drinking a hot beverage, and even breathing. You can learn more about mindfulness by clicking on the links in the description box below. IAPT services. If you want to reach out for help, there will be services available to you. You can use the students' wellbeing resources available to you, or if you don't feel comfortable using it, that's okay. You can always refer yourself to IAPT services. They offer therapies like CBT, which is used for problems like stress, anxiety, depression, OCD, and phobias. You can find your nearest IAPT service in the description box below. We will provide a link for you. However, the link only works for postcodes in England, and there is currently no IAPT services in Scotland. But please visit your GP and talk about your needs and what options are available to you. There are also other resources that can help you with your well-being. This includes My Life Meditation, Headspace, Calm, Oxford Mindfulness Centre, Student Minds, and of course us. Talk Wandsworth. We have provided the links in the description box below, so please check it out. Thank you so much for watching our video and good luck to you.